And so it says this,
Yeah.
on 22 November 1993, the 50th anniversary of the Battle for Tarawa, I attended a ceremony in Yonkers, New York to
There you go.
rededicate
There you go.
Anthony O'Boyle Memorial Park
Yeah.
in the name of the fallen private from my platoon.
He was well known there in that town.
Also attending were Anthony's good friends and foxhole buddies,
Yeah.
Bill Crumpacker, say
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah. He was with us.
And Dick Stein.
Yeah.
Our company commander, John Murdoch,
John Murdoch. Yeah.
and several other Tarawa veterans,
Yeah.
as well as a number of high-ranking Marines, including Lieutenant General John J. Sheehan.
You probably heard of him, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
It was a cold, gray day with an icy wind blowing off the Hudson River.
Yeah.
Quite a contrast to the tropical heat and brilliant sunlight on Baggio when Anthony had met his end.
Yeah.
Shot in the head while peering over the seawall on Red Beach 2. Anthony had fallen back into John Murdoch's arms, still alive but unconscious, his body twitching, his eyes open but empty. John held him for a brief time, spoke to him, and then set him aside on the beach among the bodies of other slain Marines, where he died a few minutes later. All the solemnities appropriate to the occasion were observed. All the rites were performed. The colors were trooped, speeches were given, music was played, prayers were offered. We sang the national anthem, the Marine hymn, and Amazing Grace. There was a presentation of military testimonials. Proclamations were made. John Murdoch gave a talk about Anthony, then presented Anthony's brother with the Purple Heart, a fitting gesture from a man who comforted Anthony in his final moments of his life. An honor guard fired a 21-gun salute. Taps was played. We all wept. Our tears were shed in both sorrow and joy. There was cause for both. Anthony's life had been short, his dying hard, his glory everlasting. There was no bitterness, no disillusionment, no anger. His life had mattered, his death also. And we remembered both and knew that both had meaning and purpose. The biographical sketch in the program for the ceremony expressed the feelings well in this regard and serves as a fitting epitaph for every Marine in the Second World War. And here's what it read. If the world had been different, if he had been born at another time, Anthony, with his sunshine smile, could have married, raised a family, had grandchildren, and lived a quiet, typically traditional American life. But the early 1940s were not normal times. A fascist dictator threatened to conquer Europe and forge an alliance with the militarists who controlled the Japanese government. In their distorted plan for world domination, an unprepared and unsuspecting United States became a primary target. The American people were shocked into action by the Sunday morning arrival of Japanese bombers over Oahu. Like hundreds of thousands of other young Americans, Anthony felt compelled to volunteer to serve his country. He simply could not stand aside while America was under attack. Anthony gave his life on Tarawa for his country, his corps, and for his fellow Marines. He was not a famous hero mourned by millions, extolled in the press, immortalized in magazine articles or books. He was no one special. Just another Marine private first class. The American people should thank God eternally for Anthony and his fellow Marines, soldiers, seamen, and airmen who preserved and won a magnificent victory over a wickedly evil enemy. Semper Fi, brother. You are not forgotten.